PTIX, that Momo stock's still going. Pretty nice move here in it. Big drop in Goldman Sachs here, Dan pointing out. Yeah. Whew. I don't know what the news was on it. My laptop just died on me, so I gotta reboot that thing. Goldman coming down pretty hard here. I don't know if any of the other banks are suffering the same thing. Yeah, Morgan Stanley too. Something's up with the banks. Big drop in these banks. Let's see what's it doing to the market is the question. Not much. Financial ETF coming down, so something's happening with these banks. Goldman stocks again. Goldman Sachs really weak here. spirally, not reflecting anything. Q's probably not. No, just moving sideways with the rest of them. Just the banks are weak. Palantir coming down a little bit. Zim just pulled back below the VWAP, so just gonna watch it. Gilead breaking out today, as Dan mentions, yeah, coming up toward the 50-day moving average. Big implied volatility in these banks all of a sudden. $600 on Goldman, $600 straddles about $1,800, just way more than their ATR. JP Morgan does QT and Q2 investment banking fees to be down in the mid-teens. Expects markets to have single-digit percentage growth in Q2. That's probably what's doing it. Zim can pull back below the VWAP, trying to bounce over here now. And SPY really, really, really flat here. Riding just along this whole pivot point here for the last hour. Q's about the same. So really just a very, very flat market after this gap down. Nice recovery up to the pivot point. Almost filled the gap. Now we're just moving sideways for an hour. We really haven't gone anywhere. Again, I just watching SPY, but it's not doing anything. Again, I'm in Zim. It's the only trade I've taken today. Zim long. Next week's calls. And I get Pelletier, of course, from last week, which is pulled back today with the some of the other tech stocks. Amazon pull back, gap down hard, pull right back up again. Just sideways action right now in the market. Very, 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 very flat. Watching IBM earlier as well. Hasn't done much of anything. PTIX, that's the Momo stock I was telling you about. Very, very volatile. These things are extremely volatile. That's $11.80 up there. Right down here is around $9.80. These are big, big candles. See the size of these things. $9.90 right there to $11.80. Almost $2. It's around, yeah, you're talking about having trouble allocating option size and sizing for losses. Yeah, if it's 65 to 70 delta, if you're taking the option, it's 1% of your account, then you can buy one contract. But if it's 10%, you can't take it. No, if you're buying one contract of an option and it's 10% of your account, that's too much risk. And so you just don't take that one. I mean, it's really, you just can't take that. And you don't drop down to go out of the money to try to get cheap option prices on it so you can trade it. You skip it. You skip it and you look for others. Just investment banks, William. Yeah, Bank of America, I noticed, didn't come down much at all with that drop. So the investment banks are taking the hit. Wells Fargo is a little bit, but not much. Yeah, mostly Morgan Stanley, Goldman Sachs, J.P. Morgan. Those are the ones that took a hit on that news. Did I say I was out of Zim? I did not say I was out of Zim. Listen, remember how I trade these things. Let's look at Zim. Okay, so here's Zim. Here's Zim today. All right, so it's pulling back, and let's look at it on the daily chart, which is what I selected it off of. All right, here's my trade in Zim. Off of earnings this morning, I selected it off of this earnings right here. Green, right? So let's look at Zim on TC2000. See what it looks like here. All right, let's go to the daily. Daily on Zim, breaking above the 200-day. That's where I want to see it remain today on this big volume candle on earnings with the pop up to 27. I like this, and I'm in it for 2 weeks. So as long as it holds above that 200 at the end of the day, not just during the intraday. At the end of the day, if it stays above the 200, I stay in the trade. If I don't, I have to think about it a little bit because I have some more support right there. But I like this. I still like this setup. So I wouldn't even be taking into consideration of getting out of it until closer to like 3 o'clock today, where I look and see where it is. Gary, I can actually chart data and toss appears delayed because it takes average price when calculating. I don't know. I've never noticed that it was delayed. I'm just watching the price on my TC2000 versus my price on Thinkorswim. Remember, with Heikin-Achi candles, this price does not reflect the actual price. The actual price is going to be a few cents different than this. But the candlestick movement appears to be pretty the same as what it looks like right now on TC2000. Again, remember these are Heikin-Achi candles, so it takes 2 candles to get a candle here. So this is just going to be forming. But that's what it looks like here, and that's what it looks like over here. I honestly don't see any significance difference between the two. 1956 on the price over there, 1954 over here, which makes sense with the Heikin-Achi candles. So yeah, of course we're not getting much price movement right now. Let's look at something like Goldman Sachs. This Heikin-Achi on Goldman Sachs. Yeah, it looks to me like it's pacing pretty accurately. I'm getting a green candle on the 5-minute. On regular candles right now, it's showing the same kind of a reflection here in Heikin-Achi, but this is of the last 2 candles. But yeah, I don't see that as an issue. I don't know. I just don't see that it's not working correctly. Whatever the term is, the y-axis. Yeah, I don't know. It seems okay to me. I don't think you have any problem you using it on Thinkorswim, and it looks like it's pacing exactly. If I look at my Hikanachi candles over here on let me look at Goldman Sachs. Let me look at Hikanachi for a minute. All right, so here's my Hikanachi candle set up on Goldman Sachs on Thinkorswim, and here it is on TC2000. It looks precisely the same. Okay. Hey, WMB, William. WMB, good morning. That sim reversal is awful. It's awful. I mean, I don't know what you mean by awful. It's pulled back. It's below the pullback below the VWAP. It's still well above today's open. It's kind of right in the middle of today's open. Everything's awful when it goes against you a little bit, but you know, listen, stocks have to breathe. They go up, they go down. They don't move in one direction all the time. I'm looking at the daily chart. The daily chart on Zim is fine. Like I said, as long as the 200 days stays intact, I don't have a concern with it. And the 200 day right now is pretty close. It's at 1929, so we're about 13 cents above that. You know, when you're taking, I say this quite often, when you're taking a trade that's going to be like a swing trade, I'm out for a couple of weeks in Zim here, use your daily chart. The daily chart is what you're interested in. So once you've entered the trade, unless there's some significant news or something, you wait toward the end of the day to see where the price action is, because we took it as a very nice daily setup off of earnings. Is there some profit taking? Yeah, there's some profit taking right now, but you know, big deal. I mean, it would have to reverse quite a bit before I would get concerned about it. And I'm certainly not gonna get react on 5-minute candles. I typically don't even watch the 5-minute candles. I get them up here because we're in the trade, but I'm really interested in the daily chart. Pretty good meat grinder here in the market right now. Again, SPY now back down again about 2.25%, not a lot. Triple Qs about the same, 0.3%. Goldman Sachs bouncing back up again. Let's try to take a strangle on it or a straddle it, but way too expensive. A little pop coming out of this dynamic compression zone finally, getting above the pivot point finally, filling the gap. So it's very close to going green here on the SPY. The Q's doing the same thing. We're getting a little bit of a bounce here in the market after about an hour and a half worth of just compression. Zim still weak. Still like IBM too, but it's not doing anything. But the market is bouncing some. Netflix looks like a good long again. It's pulled down this morning, coming off the low, starting to bounce back up, right pivot point right there. SPY still moving up. Momentum's turned definitely bullish here. Let's see what the T2104 is doing. Yeah, it's been coming down all morning, kind of flattish. It's trying to show a little bit of bullishness right now, along with the market. A 11:45 right now. Exactly, Gary. That's the price. In fact, one of the things I have in my write-up on Hikanachi is the candle. The price you're seeing next to the candle is not the actual price. You want to look at your chart up here. This tells you what the real price is. Hikanachi is going to reflect a different price by pennies, usually by pennies, because it's taking the average of the two candles. Yeah, I can see if you were looking at the price on the Hikanachi versus a regular price, it would look like it was lagging, but it's really just a different calculation. So the price is going to show differently. Yeah, you got a good computer with bugging. I can understand you'd be confused by that. Again, anytime I do Hikanachi webinars on Hikanachi, and in the write-up I've got Hikanachi candles. The videos, I mention that each time that I talk about that. Couple green candles on the spine, and kind of shrinking down here now. Sir Kears, this is you say something I don't understand about leaning on the day one. You understand the concept, and you know it would bring your win rate up. But if you take gains on the day trades but have big losses on swings, wouldn't your average loss be much greater than your average gain? Well, the whole idea of swing trades, I mean, you're assuming that there's going to be big losses on the swings as opposed to big gains on the swings. You know, swing trades have to be taken when the market is set up for swing trades. It's not right now. We've had a a lot of volatility, so I take very few swing trades right now. If you get in swing trades right now, you can get clobbered just by an overnight gap. And sure, your loss is going to be bigger than the day trade gain. But if the market is set up for swing trades, typically going to get much bigger gains on your swing trades than you do on your day trades. But in this market, it's not set up for swing trades, which is why I have so few, and why a lot of them are debit spreads and strangles and strangles. So I mean, it makes sense if the swing trades are going to have big losses, then yeah, they're going to offset the wins in the day trade. But you're assuming that I'm going to have a losing win rate on the swing trades, and that's not true. I don't. It's just I only take them when the market is conducive for it, which it hasn't been for the last 2 months or more. I mean, you know, if your swing trades are working correctly when the market's working correctly, you're going to have a lot of good wins in the swing trades, and the gains on the swing trades will swamp the gains on the day trades. I mean, that's what happens. You know, we had some good swing trades. SMR was a swing trade, 50% gain. We had a big one in Nike when the tariffs went into effect. 216% on a Nike swing trade. So there's a lot of big gains in swing trades if the stock moves in your favor. It's just that, you know, you have to kind of stick to day trades when swing trades aren't working because of all the gaps and the news. So that's when you take them, and you know, you should only take swing trades when the market's set up for swing trades. It's not right now. Zim's still coming down, right about the 200-day moving average right now. SPY pulled right back again to the 8 exponential moving average. It's just sitting on the 15 here. I don't see an awful lot to trade here. A little bit of a pop on the SPY and then right back down again. First solar started to show some more weakness a little bit. Zim, as I said, went right down to the 200-day moving average and bounced off of it. Tesla with a very, very choppy chart here, just below the VWAP. Yeah, moving sideways, just not an awful lot to trade. in, trying a little bounce here. It's a SPY. What in the world is that? Yeah, that's bogus right there. So it's coming up on most of the platforms, but it's not a regular candle. Oops. It's just going to look like a big tail on this thing. Coming up in 12 o'clock. Grab lunch here in about 15 minutes. Don't ignore this candle. Back from the vet. Missing anything? Nope. Just a lot of chop, Shy. Yeah, it's a crazy print on the SPY. Yeah, it's showing up everywhere. I don't know. I don't have any idea. You thought news, yeah. I don't know why it came. I mean, I suppose it could have been a big trade that went off at a predetermined price already, but it shows up on both my TC2000 and my TOS, so I don't know. But again, I'm ignoring it. See it in all your feeds, yeah. I don't know. It could have been a big somebody filled an order on the SPY that they were trying to buy it at around 588.50, and somebody filled it for them. I don't know. But again, it doesn't really have any impact on our trading, so. Okay, I'll be back in just a minute. Sorry, I had my spot mic off. Yeah, I'm just got back, and again, the market is not doing much of anything. Big gap down this morning off the Moody's downgrade of U.S. credit. Bounced beautifully right up here to the pivot point, while followed that pivot point for a couple of hours, and just slightly above it right now, but not really doing too much. SPY is just down 0.12%. Very flat market. Q's down 0.25%. And again, I took calls in Zim for next week. They pulled back, and since I've got them, starting to bounce a little bit. Getting some crazy action here, crazy price action on the SPY. I don't know what these things are. And now the Qs are getting one too. So, really, really weird. Alright, I'm gonna get some lunch here as the market kind of moves sideways. I'm putting in some weird looking candles. But basically I'm not putting any attention to these big tails here. It's kind of trying to grind up a little bit. The SPY is. Qs as well. SPY on a daily chart, it's 594.72 is the next resistance. 594.72 on the SPY. Not too far away. Qs get a little bit further. They got to get to at least Friday's high, which was 521.70. 521.70 on the Qs. UNH, big move up today. Coming off a deep low from last week. Bounced on Thursday afternoon, then Friday. Nice move up, another move up today. Coming up toward the 8 exponential moving average. Really get pounded though. Still down trading around $313 after being up to around 600. Alright, I'm going to try to get some lunch. It's about 12:30, so I'm going to grab something to eat. I'll be back right after lunch. Let me just check for some questions before I do. Lots of bad prints today. Yeah, seems like it. Tesla, Meta, First Solar, MSTR, all have some as well. Yeah, they got some weird ones too. MSTR certainly does. Tesla's got one too. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. William, it's a hack attack. Sell everything. It was a hack attack, short everything. First Solar broke the lower day. And it's been a pretty good short today. Kind of would get flattened out for a bit, but it's broken down below the 8 exponential moving average now. Got room down to basically last Monday's high, which is 156, about 157 on First Solar. Okay, gonna grab some lunch. I'll be back in just a little bit. I'll go ahead and shut down the YouTube feed. Thanks everybody from YouTube for being here today. Appreciate it. We'll be back again tomorrow around 11 o'clock or so. All right, so have a great afternoon.